Before this day begins, before notifications pull at your attention, before responsibilities speak louder than your soul, before the world demands something from you, pause, because somewhere along the way, something shifted. You still believe in God, you still pray, you still attend, you still try, but it doesn't feel the same. There was a time when His presence felt close, when prayer felt natural, when worship felt alive, when tears flowed easily, when you sensed Him without striving. And now, feels distant, quieter, harder, not because He left, but because life became loud. Responsibilities grew, disappointments accumulated, fatigue settled in, routine replaced hunger, and without realizing it, intimacy slowly faded into maintenance. If you've been missing that closeness, if you've been longing for that tenderness, if you've been craving that first love fire again, this prayer is for you. This is not about performance. This is not about religious obligation. This is about returning to the place where your heart and His presence meet. This morning, we are not asking for blessings first. We are asking for Him. Father, I come to you this morning honestly, not pretending, not polished, not performing, just honest. Somewhere in my routine, I lost the depth. Somewhere in the busyness, I lost the stillness. Somewhere in the responsibilities, I lost the closeness. I still believe, I still serve, I still try, but I miss you. Not your gifts, not your answers, not even your miracles. I miss you. I miss the awareness of you, the softness of your presence, the quiet moments where it felt like nothing else mattered. And I don't want to live spiritually distant while physically active. I don't want to know about you without feeling near you. I don't want prayer to become a checklist. I want communion. Restore what I allowed to drift. Your word says in Revelation that we can leave our first love, not abandon it, not reject it, but drift from it. And this morning, I recognize the drift, not intentional rebellion, not rejection, just distraction, fatigue, overwhelm, life. Forgive me for growing familiar with your presence. Forgive me for praying quickly instead of deeply. Forgive me for seeking answers before seeking you. Forgive me for letting routine replace relationship. I don't want surface Christianity. I want depth again. I want hunger again. I want desire again. I want to wake up wanting you more than my phone. I want to sit in your presence without rushing. I want to read your word and feel it awaken something inside me. Draw me back, not with fear, but with love. Father, reawaken my hunger for you, not shallow interest, not emotional hype, but deep, steady desire, the kind that wakes up early not out of duty, but out of longing, the kind that seeks you quietly, even when no one is watching, the kind that would rather sit with you than scroll through distractions. Somewhere along the way, my appetite changed. I grew hungry for productivity, hungry for progress, hungry for answers, hungry for relief, but not hungry enough for you. Restore that hunger, because I know something. When intimacy fades, everything else becomes louder. Stress becomes louder. Insecurity becomes louder. Fear becomes louder. Distraction becomes louder. But when intimacy returns, peace becomes louder. Confidence becomes steadier. Discernment becomes clearer. So awaken desire in me again. Not forced, not dramatic, but real. Let my spirit crave you again. Lord, the world is loud. Responsibilities call. Notifications flash. Deadlines press. Expectations pull. And slowly, without intention, my attention shifted. Not away from you completely, but away from depth. I was present, but not fully engaged. I prayed, but sometimes distracted. I worshipped, but sometimes divided. And I don't want divided devotion. Teach me to protect my mornings. Teach me to guard sacred time. Teach me that intimacy requires intentionality. If I can schedule meetings, I can schedule moments with you. If I can prioritize work, I can prioritize worship. If I can focus on goals, I can focus on God. Reorder my priorities, not by guilt, but by revelation. Let me see clearly that intimacy is not optional. It is essential. Father, if distance formed because of disappointment, heal it. If I grew quiet because prayers felt unanswered, heal that. If I pulled back because I was tired, heal that. If I became numb because of repeated battles, heal that. Sometimes intimacy fades not from rebellion, but from exhaustion. And I admit, I've been tired. Tired of waiting, tired of hoping, tired of believing without seeing. But this morning, I choose to return, not because I feel perfect faith, but because I miss you, and I know you never left. Your word says you are near to the brokenhearted. So come near again, or rather, open my awareness to how near you've always been. Father, teach me how to sit with you again, not always asking, not always striving, not always speaking, but simply being. There was a time when I could sit in your presence, without agenda, when silence wasn't uncomfortable, when stillness felt safe, when prayer didn't feel rushed. Restore that simplicity. Let me rediscover the beauty of just being near you, because intimacy is not built in performance. It is built in presence. Slow my pace, quiet my thoughts, calm the inner noise that keeps me restless. I don't want to come to you only when I need something. I want to come because I love you. Stay with me. Father, somewhere along the way, I became more self-reliant than surrendered, more strategic than prayerful, more analytical than trusting. I carried burdens you never asked me to carry. I tried to control outcomes you never assigned to me. And in doing so, I drifted from simple dependence. Bring me back to childlike trust, the kind that says, if God is with me, I am safe. The kind that rests instead of calculating every possibility. The kind that leans instead of striving. I don't want independence from you. I want intimacy with you, because closeness produces confidence, and dependence produces peace. Lord, make me sensitive again. Sensitive to your whisper. Sensitive to conviction. Sensitive to correction. Sensitive to guidance. If my heart has grown dull, soften it. If my spirit has grown distracted, refocus it. If my attention has been scattered, gather it. I want to recognize your voice clearly, not confused, not unsure, but certain, because when intimacy fades, discernment weakens, but when intimacy returns, clarity increases. Speak to me again in the quiet. Nudge me gently, correct me lovingly, lead me confidently. Father, I remember when loving you felt effortless, when worship came naturally, when tears flowed without resistance, when gratitude overflowed easily, when my heart burned at the mention of your name. Somewhere along the way, familiarity dulled wonder, routine replaced reverence, busyness replaced devotion, and I don't want that anymore. Reignite my first love, not emotional excitement, but holy affection. The kind that longs for you, the kind that prioritizes you, the kind that protects closeness. Your word says to return to the works we did at first. So this morning, I return. I return to gratitude. I return to surrender. I return to worship. I return to stillness. I return to you. Father, if anything is blocking intimacy, expose it. If pride stands in the way, humble me. If distraction stands in the way, discipline me. If hidden sin stands in the way, convict me. If bitterness stands in the way, heal me. I do not want hidden walls between us. Search me. Examine my heart. Reveal what I have ignored, not to shame me, but to free me. Intimacy requires transparency, so I open my heart completely. Nothing hidden, nothing defended, nothing protected from you. Remove what separates, restore what connects. Father, help me rebuild daily altars, not just moments of emergency prayer, not just prayers when I'm overwhelmed, but consistent communion. Teach me to meet you every morning, before I meet the world, before emails, before deadlines, before responsibilities. Let this be the place where my strength is renewed, where my heart is recalibrated, where my perspective is aligned. Because intimacy is not maintained accidentally. It is cultivated intentionally. I do not want occasional closeness. I want daily fellowship. Build discipline into my devotion. Not rigid religion, but loving consistency. Stay with me. Father, sometimes I forget that intimacy is not just me loving you. It's you loving me. Let me receive your love again. Not just intellectually, not just theologically, but personally. Let me feel the security of being known and still accepted, the comfort of being flawed and still pursued, the peace of being weak and still covered by grace. I don't want to only serve you. I want to be loved by you. Let your love heal the parts of me that have grown distant. Let your affection melt the hardness that stress created. Let your nearness quiet the insecurity that busyness fueled. I receive your love again. Father, realign my heart with yours. If my desires have drifted, bring them back. If my passions have shifted, purify them. If my focus has scattered, gather it again. I do not want divided devotion. I do not want half attention. I do not want to give you leftovers. After I have given the world my best energy, you deserve first place. Not because you demand it, but because you are worthy of it. Recenter my life around you, not just in words, but in decisions, not just in confession, but in commitment. Let intimacy become my foundation again. Stay with me, Lord. Reignite the fire within me, not noisy passion, not emotional hype, but steady flame, the kind that burns consistently, the kind that survives pressure, the kind that grows in quiet places. If disappointment dimmed it, restore it. If distraction smothered it, clear it. If exhaustion weakened it, strengthen it. I don't want to live spiritually lukewarm. I don't want to operate on past encounters. I want fresh oil, fresh hunger, fresh revelation. Light the fire again. Father, intimacy will not happen accidentally. So today I choose it. Not just emotionally, not just temporarily, but intentionally. I choose to guard my time with you. I choose to protect quiet moments. I choose to resist distractions. I choose to prioritize presence over performance. Because relationship requires decision. And today I decide again. Not because I feel distant, but because I value closeness. Not because I am afraid of losing you, but because I do not want to live without awareness of you. Let intimacy become my daily posture, not an occasional experience. Lord, when intimacy fades, identity becomes fragile. I start seeking validation elsewhere. I measure myself by performance. I look for approval from people. I compare. I question. I doubt. But when I am close to you, identity stabilizes, because I remember who I am. I am yours, chosen, loved, covered, called. Restore that confidence, not arrogance, but security, the kind that rests in being known by you, the kind that doesn't need applause, the kind that isn't shaken by criticism. Let intimacy rebuild my identity. Father, if intimacy is closeness, then trust is its foundation. Teach me to trust you fully again, not partially, not cautiously, not conditionally, fully, with my plans, with my fears, with my disappointments, with my future. Sometimes distance forms, because I hold back parts of my heart, parts I'm afraid to surrender, parts one don't understand, parts I'm still trying to control. But intimacy cannot grow where walls still stand, so I tear them down. I give you the parts of me that doubt, the parts that question, the parts that hesitate, and I trust you with them. Stay with me. Lord, restore this in me, that you become my first response, not my last resort. When I wake up, I turn to you. When I feel overwhelmed, I turn to you. When I'm excited, I turn to you. When I'm confused, I turn to you, not because I am desperate, but because I am devoted. Let intimacy become instinctive. Let prayer become natural again. Let dependence become reflex, not something I force, but something that flows. Father, I consecrate my heart to you again, not in fear, not in guilt, but in love. I set my heart apart from distraction, from spiritual laziness, from divided affection. I refuse to drift again without awareness. If I begin to wander, pull me gently. If I begin to rush, slow me lovingly. If I begin to prioritize everything else, remind me of what matters most. I want my heart to be yours, fully, not shared, not negotiated, not partially surrendered, completely yours. Stay with me, Lord. Sharpen my awareness of you. Let me sense when your spirit is nudging. Let me recognize when you are speaking. Let me discern when something is not aligned. If my spirit has grown dull, refine it. If noise has drowned your whisper, quiet the noise. I don't want to miss moments of divine intimacy. I don't want to overlook your invitations. I want to notice when you are near and respond. Father, this is more than emotion. This is covenant. Not just a feeling of closeness, but a commitment to relationship. I renew my yes to you. Yes to walking with you. Yes to listening for you. Yes to trusting you. Yes to loving you intentionally. Not just when life is easy. Not just when prayers are answered quickly, but in every season, in clarity, in confusion, in waiting, in fulfillment. I choose you again, not because you moved, but because I don't want to drift. Anchor me in this decision. Father, let this restored intimacy shape everything that follows today. Let it shape how I speak. Let it shape how I respond. Let it shape how I decide. When stress comes, let intimacy calm me. When pressure rises, let intimacy steady me. When distraction pulls, let intimacy refocus me. I don't want this to be just a morning moment. I want it to become my daily atmosphere. Let closeness with you change how I carry myself. Father, as I step into this day, walk with me, not behind me, not distant from me, but beside me. Let me feel the awareness of you in ordinary moments, in conversations, in decisions, in quiet pauses. Remind me that intimacy is not confined to a prayer time, continues in motion. Let me carry your presence into my work. Let me carry your peace into my responsibilities. Let me carry your love into my relationships. I do not want compartmentalized faith. I want constant connection. Stay with me, Lord. What you have restored this morning, help me protect. Intimacy is fragile when neglected. So guard my heart, guard my attention, guard my priorities. If something threatens this closeness, expose it. If something tries to pull me back into distraction, alert me. If something attempts to replace you as my focus, correct me. I refuse to lose this depth again through carelessness. I will nurture it. I will guard it. I will value it. Father, let intimacy with you become my foundation. Not success, not approval, not achievement, not comfort. You. If everything else shifts, let closeness remain. If plans change, let connection stay steady. If seasons transition, let relationship deepen. Because when you are my foundation, I am not shaken easily. When I am rooted in intimacy, I am not easily moved by fear. When I am anchored in you, I am not desperate for validation. Establish this depth in me. Stay with me, Lord. Teach me to live from intimacy, not chase it anxiously. I do not need to earn your nearness. I do not need to strive for your presence. I do not need to perform for your affection. You already desire closeness. You already pursue me. You already love me completely. So instead of chasing, I receive. Instead of striving, I rest. Instead of performing, I respond. Let intimacy feel natural again. Father, I slow down again, because intimacy is not rushed. It is not hurried. It is not forced. It is not dramatic. It is steady. It is quiet. It is real. I rest in the truth that you are near, not because I feel emotional, not because circumstances changed, not because I performed perfectly, but because you promised to be. Your word says you draw near to those who draw near to you. So here I am, not striving, not proving, just present. And in this presence, I find peace. Stay with me. Father, I move forward today confident, not because everything is solved, but because I am not alone. I am not walking disconnected. I am not navigating this day distant from you. You are with me, and intimacy changes everything. It softens my responses. It strengthens my decisions. It stabilizes my emotions. It sharpens my discernment. It deepens my peace. I do not need to chase closeness anymore. I am aware of it, and I choose to remain aware. Father, thank you. Thank you for not withdrawing when I drifted. Thank you for not abandoning when I became distracted. Thank you for staying constant. Even when my attention shifted, you never moved. You never turned away. You never closed the door. And this morning, I stepped back into what was always available. Thank you for restoring intimacy, not with noise, not with spectacle, but with quiet nearness. I feel it, not emotionally overwhelming, but peacefully certain. I am close again, and you are close to me. Seal this in my heart. Let this not be temporary inspiration. Let it be lasting transformation. Let this not fade by midday. Let it deepen with every hour. As I walk today, remind me, when distraction comes, whisper. When stress rises, steady me. When noise increases, center me. I do not want to drift again unnoticed. Keep my heart sensitive. Keep my spirit soft. Keep my hunger alive. And if I ever begin to slip, pull me gently back, not with fear, but with love. Because intimacy is not a one-time return. It is a daily choice. And today I choose you. I choose closeness. I choose awareness. I choose presence. I choose relationship. You are not just my provider. You are not just my protector. You are not just my answer. You are my first love. And I am returning fully, with trust, with humility, with desire, with devotion. Thank you for receiving me again. Thank you for drawing me near. Thank you for restoring what felt distant. I walk forward today, not alone, not distracted, not divided, but connected, deeply, steadily, securely. In Jesus' name, Amen. If this prayer helped you reconnect with God this morning, don't leave quietly. Type, "I'm coming back," in the comments. Let this be your public decision to restore intimacy. And if you know someone who has felt spiritually distant lately, share this prayer with them right now. You never know who needs to come back. Before you go, take 10 seconds and like this video. It helps this prayer reach more people who are searching for closeness with God. Subscribe to Daily Prayer Altar and turn on notifications so you don't miss tomorrow's prayer. Consistency builds intimacy, and this is where we meet Him daily. I'll see you at the altar again.